In Spider-Man Far From Home, Mysterio mentions he's from another universe, and the main Marvel Cinematic Universe is known as 616, and Mysterio is from 833. Then, in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Strange and America Chavez arrive on Earth 838, where that universe's Christine also says that the main Marvel Cinematic Universe is known as 616. Upcoming spoilers for the Marvel movies mentioned, as well as a few more Marvel projects we'll talk about later. So the main universe, being 616, seems all well and good, except for the fact that Mysterio is lying. It's revealed in Far From Home that Mysterio is actually from the main universe, where he worked under Tony Stark and was fired. He held the grudge and, along with others who didn't like Tony, crafted this persona. He had someone on the inside keeping him updated on Spider-Man. He had a costumer work up the look. He had a scriptwriter who came up with the alternate universe narrative. You get the picture. They did all this as a way to get back at Tony for wronging them. After Tony's death, they can begin simulating attacks, and then the new hero Mysterio swoops in and saves the day, becoming the next Iron Man. So if everything about Mysterio was a lie, then how did his scriptwriter pick the correct universe designation number? The odds are near impossible to get it exactly right, and yet he nailed it. This question has kept me up at night, and I have a few headcanons I'd like to propose, since we're most likely not going to get an answer. Scenario 1. Admittedly, this is the most boring of the three scenarios I have, but is also probably the correct one. The 616 designation in Far From Home was just an Easter egg for the comic fans, and nothing more. The Multiverse of Madness designation was probably the same as well. In the comics, the main universe is known as 616, so throwing it in the movies was a way to get the comic fans all like, I see what you did there. But these two other scenarios I have are much more interesting. Scenario 2. So if Earth 838 knows of and studies the multiverse enough to scan our Strange and pinpoint exactly where he's from, then what if the Illuminati of Earth 838 has agents they send out to other universes to study their assigned universe, document what they see, label it with their number system, and then report back to discuss their findings? Maybe Mysterio's scriptwriter was one of these agents. Now the only issue I have with this scenario is that the Illuminati are pretty against multiversal travel because their Strange caused an incursion. If you don't know, an incursion can happen when someone travels the multiverse or pokes around where they shouldn't. The walls between universes can weaken and one universe can collide into another, destroying one or both universes in the process. So they're against incursions, but maybe they were documenting universes before they knew about incursions, and the main MCU universe just wasn't affected. Mysterio's scriptwriter spun a tale where Mysterio was from an alternate universe, elemental beasts show up and lay waste to the Earth, and he can't protect it from being destroyed. He then travels the multiverse and ends up on Earth 616. So we have a story where an alternate Earth is destroyed, and the lone survivor travels the multiverse. And incursions are where an alternate Earth, and entire universe, are potentially destroyed because of someone traveling the multiverse. They're oddly similar, you know? The parallels are there. It's just too odd for a rando scriptwriter to pull this out of his ass, and it turns out he's eerily close to how reality functions across the multiverse. So maybe he is from 838 and just changed up some details to make the story work. Or maybe he's actually the one from 833 and their universe has discovered the multiverse as well. Now this is where the video would have ended, but after seeing a more recent Marvel movie, I have one more scenario for you to ponder, dear viewers. Scenario 3. In Deadpool and Wolverine, we get this strange little moment here.
Suck it, Fox. I'm going to Disneyland. Get fucked!
Did you see? Let's break it down. Wade, a character known for fourth wall breaks, stares directly into a camera, then breaks the camera, but immediately after the shot cuts, and there's no cameraman where there should be. Now, if Wade is referencing our universe, we should be able to see the cameraman in this shot. But this isn't the only time we see a fourth wall breaking character interact with cameras. No, stay with me, I promise this connects to Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. In She-Hulk Attorney at Law, Yes, I'm referencing that show. We see Jen break the fourth wall in a way that, honestly, I think is quite genius. The show cuts back to the Disney Plus menu, and she exits her show and enters Marvel Assembled, a documentary that details behind-the-scenes looks at their various projects. I gotta say, She-Hulk had a lot wrong. A lot wrong. But I'll give them this fourth wall break. When I watched it, it genuinely got me. I thought Disney Plus was glitching and it tabbed me back to the menu. Anyway, Jen is unsatisfied with how her show is going and decides to talk to Kevin Feige, you know, the head of Marvel Studios himself. But we see this doesn't take place in our reality because Kevin is an AI here. We see clips taken from all different movies and shows exactly how we first watched them. It's not new footage. We have Civil War, Infinity War, Black Panther, Multiverse of Madness, Endgame, Thor Ragnarok, Age of Ultron, Avengers 1, Eternals, WandaVision, and Iron Man. This implies that Kevin has an army of cameramen. Fourth wall breaking characters can see the cameramen, and everything filmed is then made into movies and shows for us to see. So perhaps Mysterio's scriptwriter is a fourth wall breaking character, and had a conversation with one of these cameramen and learned of the multiverse and where he fits in the grand scheme of things. Or he could be a cameraman, and he's acting based on Kevin's orders. Kevin mentions how it runs algorithms and keeps track of the internet's reactions and uses that to craft thrilling narratives. Narratives such as, I don't know, a hero is actually the villain twist set near the halfway point of the movie so that way the villain actually has the chance to be villainous. Instead of the cop-out twist where the reveal, thwarting, and arrest of the villain all happen in the last 5 minutes of the movie despite the villain showing no signs of villainy throughout the rest of the movie. I'm looking at you, Bellwether. So I like to think that Kevin instructs one of his cameramen to insert himself into Spider-Man Far From Home and write the backstory for Mysterio, since that also gives the audience and the internet a tease of the multiverse saga, since Far From Home was the first movie to come out post-Endgame. Kevin probably has some sort of cloaking tech for the cameramen, so this one guy can remove it and insert himself into the story and regular characters can see him too. And that's all I have for today. Not a lot of evidence, just more speculation. But leave your thoughts and theories in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.